Hello team, welcome to another ATP Geopolitics video with myself, Jonathan MSPiz. This is US Politics Update Extra. Here we are again. Trump-Musk 2.0. We have the rematch on. It seems that their previous spat had gone by the wayside, I think partly due to the strikes on Iran. That was a welcome distraction from the fact that Elon Musk placed on to Twitter the accusation that the reason why the Epstein files weren't forthcoming from the Department of Justice was because Trump is in it, and it must therefore implicate Trump in some way. And that was an absolute, as he said, bombshell. And then all sorts of distractions took place, and everyone forgot about it. But remember, at the time, Musk was also going to town on attacking the big beautiful bill for raising the debt ceiling and the national debt. Now, he's well justified in those criticisms. Most of the criticisms Musk have of the big beautiful bill do stand up. But this is Trump's signature piece of legislation, and he absolutely needs it. And Musk is now going to town on it. Let's look at Musk's Twitter feed at the moment. And it is almost entirely stuff about the big beautiful bill. The $5 trillion proof that America needs a third party. Elon is right. So this is Mario Nalfa, one of his favored sources. And this is just within the last 13 hours, right? Taxes, Ron Paul, taxes. Then we have this one. We're going to come to that in a second. That is huge. But basically, it's just on and on and on about the national debt, retweeting stuff to do with the trillions of dollars that will be the national debt and how much this big, beautiful bill will push it up. Hitting the debt ceiling is the only thing that will actually force the government to cut waste and fraud. That's why the debt ceiling legislation exists. All I'm asking is we don't bankrupt America. What's the point of the debt ceiling if we keep raising it? So on and so forth. Just on and on and on. Just absolutely going to town on the big beautiful bill. And that is annoying Donald Trump to the point where this is a rematch. Both of them are at each other. I'm just still going through. This is just 13 hours of Elon Musk absolutely excoriating the big beautiful bill. And then we had this one. If this insane spending bill passes, the America Party will be formed the next day. Our country needs an alternative to the Democrat-Republican Uniparty so that the people actually have a voice. And he keeps talking about this on his threads. So he will start a new political party if the bill passes. So this is a threat, I would say, probably more to the Republicans than the Democrats. It could split the Republican vote somewhat if it is at all viable. So the Republicans are going to be wondering whether this is a real threat or not. And then he said this: every member of Congress who campaigned on reducing government spending and then immediately voted for the biggest debt increase in history should hang their head in shame. And they will lose their primary next year if it is the last thing I do on this earth. Now, you could put that down to overplaying his hand there and being overconfident and rhetorical in what he's saying. Like, I think there's hyperbole there. But if you're going to take that seriously, then he is going to spend his money on primarying anyone who votes for this bill. So he's going to pay for a Republican, one presumes, to stand against whoever votes for it. Now, this comes alongside Trump threatening to primary anyone that votes against it. So now we have a battle of who's going to fund which candidate when it comes to voting over this big, beautiful bill. And I've already talked to you yesterday about what this bill is going to do. This then prompted Donald Trump to have a bit of a whinge. And it's just interesting. Holy S, someone says. Elon Musk has said he's coming for every shameful member of Congress who doesn't vote no in Trump's big, ugly bill. He vowed to make them lose their primary if it's the last thing I can do on earth. Well, Trump then says, Elon Musk knew long before he so strongly endorsed me for president that I was strongly against the EV mandate. So what Trump is saying is he's only saying what he's saying about the big beautiful bill is because he stands to lose electronic vehicle mandates and subsidies and whatnot from this bill getting passed. Musk has given his own riposte to that, saying, I was never interested in that. The reason why I am against this bill is because of the debt ceiling. It's about debt ceiling, debt ceiling, debt ceiling, debt ceiling. And indeed, when you look at his threads, his news feed on Twitter, on X, that is what he's communicating here. He might also have worries about the electric vehicle mandates underneath the radar. But certainly in public, he is going to town on the amount of debt that this bill is going to bring about. So Trump continues, it is ridiculous and was always a major part of my campaign. Electric cars are fine, but not everyone should be forced to own one. Elon may get more subsidy than any human being in history by far. And without subsidies, Elon would probably have to close up shop and head back home to South Africa. No more rocket launches, satellites, or electric car production, and our country would save a fortune. Perhaps we should have Doge take a good hard look at this. Big money to be saved. That is a huge threat to Elon Musk. He is saying, essentially, we could deport you back to South Africa is really what he's saying there, because it's famously known that actually Elon Musk is an illegal immigrant, so he had a student visa, then quit being a student, so he should have actually gone back to South Africa, but he stayed in the United States and then became a billionaire, right? So he didn't want to do anything about that because he was a wealth creator and all that kind of stuff, but actually he's an illegal immigrant. So so this could be Trump referring to that, but also to the amount of subsidies and contracts that Elon Musk gets, saying we could stop that and then you wouldn't be able to produce. And these are really big threats. It's not exactly veiled threats. These are open threats to Elon Musk. So which way does he go on this? Does Elon Musk go, well, in that case, this is war? Or does he get probably reined in by his board members of each different company that he's involved with and say, look, Elon, stop this now, because if we get kicked out of the United States, if we lose these subsidies and these contracts, then we are in trouble. Don't do it. But Elon Musk doesn't lose grudges easily. And this is what we're learning from here, a Raw Story newspaper, but article, but actually not newspaper, Raw Story online media article, but it's referring to a Politico piece. The headline to the Raw Story piece is, he's been humiliated. Exfriend says Elon Musk is out for Trump's blood. And a pertinent excerpt from the Politico interview with a Musk friend, Philip Lowe, who's no longer so much of a friend. They fell out over the Nazi salutes. But previously, Philip Lowe had sacked, I think, Elon Musk from a position he was in under Philip Lowe. He's going to do everything to damage the president, former Musk friend on the Trump fallout. We come down a little bit in here in this article. Say, over an hour-long interview, Lowe weaved something of a psychological portrait of his former advisor, casting him as obsessive, prone to seeking revenge, power-hungry, and in constant search of dominance. He suggested Musk aims to explore every available avenue to establish competition with and ultimately overshadow bitter rivals. Lowe has known him for 14 years but doesn't believe Musk has matured over time, and he's convinced he never will. Though the two continued to speak for years after Lowe fired him, Lowe felt that Musk carried a grudge and their bond was permanently altered. It finally snapped in January when Lowe joined other critics in accusing the billionaire on social media of performing Nazi salutes at Trump's inaugural rally. Musk brushed off the public backlash as so tired. And then a little bit further on, but Lowe, who considered himself a political independent, said that Trump and the American public shouldn't be fooled. Simply put, any reconciliation with Musk will be, quote, purely cosmetic and transactional. Quote, he has been humiliated. Lowe, 45, said of his old friend, the whole idea that Elon is going to be on his side and helps woo Congress and invest in election campaigns for right-wing judges. Elon might do all of that, but deep down, it's over. Lowe has observed that Trump, on the other hand, quote, tends to make up with his former sparring partners like Steve Bannon, or a bit more easily than Elon does, though the president is known for returning to his grievances as well. I mean, they're both bad at kind of holding grudges, but Trump, to some extent, can bury the hatchet if it's transactionally appropriate to do so. It appears that Musk is less able to do this, at least according to Philip Lowe. So we have a situation where Elon Musk and Donald Trump are at loggerheads very publicly, and still at loggerheads. And I wonder whether we are going to see a return to the mention of Jeffrey Epstein in the context of Donald Trump. I wouldn't put it past Elon Musk at all. And then we have this. So yeah, it's obvious that with the insane spending of this bill, which increases the debt ceiling by a record $5 trillion, that we live in a one-party country, the Porky Pig Party. Time for a new political party that actually cares about the people. How can you call yourself the Freedom Caucus if you vote for a debt slavery bill that is a bit with the biggest debt ceiling increase in history? They're talking to Representative Andy Harris. So, of course, Musk, as Ryan Sheed is saying, why is Elon Musk acting like he's not the reason Trump is president? We told you this would happen. Proof that Elon Musk isn't that smart. And that's a good point. Like, Elon Musk is responsible for getting Trump into the position of POTUS. And now he's railing against Trump's decision-making in this case and the creation of this bill. But do you know what? It wouldn't have been on the cards had you not got Trump into power. This is your own doing. It's coming back to bite you on the arse now, isn't it? So anyway, I'm going to leave you with this latest from Donald Trump, which is one of the classic, let's interview next to something that's really noisy, either the Air Force One or the president's helicopter, or in this case, God knows what it is.
The rest. We got a lot of hostages back, but we're going to talk about that. I don't know. I think we'll have to take a look. We might have.
It sounds like she said, are you going to deport Elon Musk?
Have to put Doge on Elon. You know what Doge is? Doge is the monster that might have to go back and eat Elon. Wouldn't that be terrible?
I think he's referring to the snake that eats his own head.
He gets a lot of subsidies, Peter. But
Own tail.
Elon's very upset that the EV mandate is going to be terminated. And you know what? When you look at it, not everybody wants an electric car. I don't want an electric car. I want to have maybe gasoline, maybe electric, maybe a hybrid, maybe someday a hydrogen. If you have a hydrogen car, it has one problem. It blows up, So I'm going to give that one to Peter. I'm going to let Peter test it out. The rest.
Slagging off hydrogen cars that don't really exist yet in any kind of meaningful way. So slagging off a technology that's not even, I don't know. But anyway, it is clear that there is an emerging Trump-Musk War 2 here, where the Iran strikes have essentially put paid to this battle, this war, but now it is raging again online. And I expect more Truth Social posts from Musk and more, flippant remarks. But the question is, who holds the power here? And the answer is Trump. Trump holds the power, but Musk is not without his own power, of course, Twitter and his following. But as I've said to you before, and the data backs this up, although there were certain people who were against the bill, certain people who were against the war in Iran and the US's involvement, and people like Steve Bannon and Marjorie Taylor Greene and others were kind of being vocal against Trump, Tucker Carlson even. And you could put Musk in without, though he didn't say too much about Iran, I don't think. But I think when it comes to the base will generally follow Trump. They will not follow Musk here. And the base doesn't mind whacking up the bill if it means that funding is going to go to ICE, and ICE are going to deport millions of immigrants. So I think Trump keeps the base. Elon Musk, though, could wield a hefty financial weapon certainly a hefty communications weapon in terms of Twitter. But I think Trump holds most of the cards here, and it's whether Musk uses that money to do something more damaging long term for Trump in terms of creating a new political party. It's not so much it's going to cost Trump financially, it's the opportunity cost that he might not now see, like $100 million that I think Musk is supposed to pay to a super PAC, so on and so forth. So, it might be that the Republican Party loses out on a massive piece of funding. But, other than that, I think Trump might have this one. But wow, what what another popcorn eating opportunity this is, where I can sit back and watch two people I do not like at all go at each other. And that's where we're at. Anyway, that's enough from me. Take care. Speak to you soon. Toodle pips.